Welcome to another episode on the basics of Keywords business. In this video, we are going to take a look on how SMS check-ins work. Once you have registered the business with the Keywords business app, you can have different ways for your customers to check in to the virtual queue. SMS check-in is one of the most efficient and easier ways customers can check into your business. It does not need any app, good for people who are less tech savvy, like the older generation. It does not need to have the internet connectivity, plain simple SMS, and it works. SMS check-in is only available in US and Canada at the moment. So people in other parts of the world would still have to rely on the other check-in methods like the web, QR, or the app check-in. Also, it is available in the paid plans only, micro, basic, and premium, and not in the free version. So when you purchase any of these paid plans, because these have SMS check-in, we will generate a phone number for your business and assign this to your business. This usually takes around 8 to 24 hours. Once the phone number has been allocated, you can see this by going to the business settings page and you see the phone number. You can do the rest of the settings only when a phone number has been assigned. Now let's talk about SMS credits. Each of these plans come with some free SMS credits that you can use. Now, what are SMS credits? SMS credits are used when the app receives or sends out SMS. Each time an SMS check-in happens, the system receives an SMS and it will cost 1 credit. Each time a SMS notification goes out, and we will see more on that later in the video, it costs 1 credit. So based on the subscription plan you get, you will get a number of SMS credits as part of the plan. You can see the number of credits you get for each plan by going to the website, link I'll mention in the description below. These credits keep getting renewed as the plan renews at the end of the month. Any unused credits from the previous month gets carried over to the next month as well. If at any point of time the SMS credits get exhausted, you can purchase additional credits. Additional credits are available in the form of SMS bundle packs. You can do this by going to the business settings, SMS credits. This will show you how many credits have been used and how many is left, and then purchase SMS packs. You're going to see all the SMS pack bundles that are available and purchase from there. These additional credits get added to your set of existing credits and also gets carried over to the next month upon the plan renewal, and they never get expired. All right, let me first show you how you can enable SMS check-in in your app. So open the app if you have not done already. Go to the main menu by tapping on the hamburger icon. Tap on business settings. I am on this page right now. Then check the option for enable SMS check-in. It will ask you for a confirmation and I tap on yes. Now SMS check-in will be turned on for your customers. Users will now be able to send a text message with their first name to the assigned phone number, the number that we have assigned to your business once you have registered with any of the paid plans. Please note, SMS check-in will turn off if SMS credits get exhausted. It will show you a warning at the top of the screen whenever credits go below 20, so you would know anyways. Once you have enabled SMS check-in, you will see two options to choose from. Number one is add to queue. This is selected by default. What this means is whenever someone sends a text message with their first name, they will be added to the queue directly. And you will be able to see them in the business app in the waiting list. Now, this process may not always be beneficial, which I'm going to explain. With QH Business, you can have extra features available with things like getting a head count from the customer at the time they are checking in, especially useful if you have a capacity limitation, or you want to get information about the services they are here for, or you want to get some answers to some predefined questions based on the service they select. All these additional features are available in the app, and I will create a separate video explaining each of these different features. So if you have any of these features enabled, adding users to the queue directly would not make sense, because just by sending SMS, customers won't be able to provide all this additional information. So this is the reason we have another option here, which is called send web link. So if you have this selected, meaning if you have the slider point towards this option, whenever someone sends a text or an SMS, they will be sent back the URL, the web check-in URL, so that they can do a web check-in. So instead of adding them to the queue, now they get a web URL as a reply SMS, and then they click on the URL to check in. Now, because this gets converted to a web check-in, they will be able to specify all the additional information that you would need from them. So it is up to you, depending on your business requirements, which way you should go. If you have configured additional features, but still have it set at add to queue, the user will still get added to the queue, but without any additional information. So either of them still works. So you can configure them based on your business needs. Now, SMS check-in is where customers send the SMS and the app receives it, and it does whatever it needs, like adding the user to the queue or sending back the web check-in URL. There is another part of it where once a user has been added to the queue, the app needs to constantly keep them updated on their status and positions in the queue. So this leads us to the section enable SMS notifications. When you enable SMS notifications, customers will be notified about their different positions and queue statuses. Let's enable this and see what options do we have. So these are the different positions where you may want to send them notifications. By default, the following options show as selected when you enable SMS notification. The initial status, this is when the user checks in, they get a notification with their current position in the queue. Lobby, this is when you want your customers to be notified when to enter the lobby. The lobby feature is another very useful feature, and I'll cover that in another video. Thank you is when you want them to send a gratitude message at the end of the service. And then there are various statuses, like to send them a notification when they become active, hold, abort, etc. And you can also send them notifications when they reach a particular position in the queue, like the 5th or 3rd or 1st. You can customize all these as per your choice. Remember the SMS credits. So the more notifications go out, more credits will be used. So keep that in mind as you try to configure the notifications. It can also be used with other check-in mechanisms. So if you want them to get SMS notifications when they do a web check-in, you can configure it by selecting the SMS notification required for web check-in, and you can also set it up for business check-ins. Also, as I explained for QR code check-in and web check-in in my previous video, you would find that all these SMS settings are also available in two different places. One is the business settings page and also in the queue settings page. The business settings page is common for all the queues, but each different queue has its own queue settings page. So if you go to queue settings, right at the top beside the name, if you click on this edit icon, you will be able to change the queue and view or change its settings. This comes into picture if you have multiple queues, so that you can define a common settings for all queues, which is in the business settings page. And then if you want to customize a single queue, you can do so by going to the queue settings of that particular queue and customize. I hope this video has been useful to understand how the SMS features work in Qubits Business. If you need any additional information or have any questions, you can reply in the comment section below or send us an email. I'll put the email address in the descriptions as well. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.